Welcome to Guru Trader video for Friday, April the 29th, 2011. Here's the 7 market movers that we're watching today. 4 new symbols, 3 follow-ups on the TSX Venture Exchange. Following up on ROI Route1 Inc. 21 up 5. Another follow-up, INM International Northair Mines Limited 77 up 11. And a new symbol MAT Matamec Explorations Inc. 61 up 8. New symbol MCI First Lithium Resources Inc. 11.5 up 1.5. New symbol HAO Habanero Resources Inc. 11 cents up a penny. Another new symbol NES Newstrike Capital Inc. 260 up 41. And lastly, on the NASDAQ, following up on SIRI Sirius XM Radio Inc. 199 up a penny. Let's take a closer look at these stocks. Okay, Route1 Inc. ROI on the TSX Venture Exchange 21 up a nickel, 31% move. 4.5 million shares traded, 81 million market cap. 52-week high is 28 cents, which it did on October 28th. The low is 9.5 cents, which it did June 10. Had a nice build. We've mentioned this one before. This is our third post since March 18th of 2010. So back here somewhere, we mentioned him again on March 23rd at 13 cents. So it did have a nice run, but it's kind of been choppy since, and it's pulled back to this 15. So I don't know if this is a one-day blip, but there is news to go with it. I should also mention, this is the thing I don't really like about this one. 388 million shares. Like them a little thinner than that so that they can really pop. But anyway, they did announce today they won a 25 million contract with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Don't totally understand their technology. I'm going to go back down to their About section. Industry-leading security and identity management solutions to enterprises worldwide, businesses, governments, and military. Yeah, that means nothing to me. They talk about on the power of MobaNet, Route1's communications and service delivery platform. MobaNet provides identity assurance and individualized access to networks and data. I hope that means more to you than me. But anyway, they got a $25 million contract out of it, looking back 5 years. This thing's been really choppy, 20 cents, nickel, 20 cents. But anyway, I thought it deserved a follow-up because we have mentioned it before, and let's see if it's more than a one-day blip this time. Okay, moving on. INM, International Northair Mines Limited. We mentioned this one as well. We mentioned this one on March 31st at 62 cents, so this is our second post on this one. Hasn't quite gotten through that 82 cents that it did on April the 8th. The low, keep in mind, was at 5.5 cents September the 2nd. Had a gradual build over the fall, and then they've really ramped it up this year. So what's it moving on? This Sagara Silver project, we mentioned this in some of our past videos, and I'll let read the results over. They've got lots of drilling here. 48 meters of 140 grams per ton silver. There's another one back here, 80 meters of 123 grams per ton silver. And I'm not sure if there's others in there. They've done some private placements. March 17th, they announced 5 million at 30 cents. So keep that in mind. And there's a 50-cent warrant, and it also, the warrants are subject to an accelerated exercise provision if the share price of Northair closes at or above 75 cents for 10 days. So keep an eye on that. I'm sure the company wouldn't mind getting that money in that treasury if they can hold the stock over 75 cents for 10 days. Let's see if they can do it. The 5-year chart on this thing, 10-year, it has been to $1.25, it looks like, back in 2004. It hasn't really done much since. MAT, this is a new one. Matamec Explorations Inc. 61 up 8, 15% move, 3 million shares traded. Now, mind you, that's out of 116 million. Market cap's up to 71 million. The 52-week high is 70 cents, which is on January the 4th, right here. The low was July the 8th of last year at 11 cents. So it's had a nice build over the summer and fall. Kind of slid back to the 40 cents, and now it's back up there again. If I could draw my chart lines, it's getting through that 60 cents. So I'd like to see this thing get through 70 again, technically, and some volume pickup on it. But it looks interesting. It's the first time mentioning this one. Now I think it's rare earths, and they have some other gold, and anyway, they intersected 1.04% ZrO2. I think it's zirconium over 73 meters on their Kippawa. There's growing demand, and China controls most of the world's supply on it. So it's interesting. There's a bit of a scramble to find these rare earths. But anyway, they mentioned that they're developing their Kippawa deposit. That's rare earths. Yttrium. Okay, that's the other one, the Y. Zirconium, niobium, tantalum on their Zeus property. And their exploration strategy is to discover gold deposits, base metal, and platinum group. as well as rare metals. For gold, they got the Timmins, Ontario, Matheson property, and in Quebec, they're exploring for lithium and tantalum on their Tanzan property, and for precious and base metals on their Sakami, Valmont, and Vulcane properties. As well, they're exploring for gold together with Northern Superior on that property. So that's what they're up to. That one we're going to keep an eye on. Let's see if that volume picks up or wanes after here, and if they can get through that 70-cent level. Moving on, MCI, First Lithium Resources. Another area of interest these days, growing demand. 11.5 cents, up 1.5 cents, 15% level, 6.5 million shares traded, and it says only 57 million shares outstanding, so that's significant. That's over 10% of the shares outstanding, if that's accurate. Market cap is saying it's only 6.5 million, and the 52-week high on this is 18.5, which did on January the 4th, and the low is 6.5, which did on August 17th. Gradual build, hasn't really done anything. Can't tell anything by that chart. Now, what are they? Okay, they announced on April 25th the First Lithium completes drill program at their Molly River. So what's next? That's my next question. But anyway, there's some results here. Haven't looked them over yet. This stock been around, looks like, since 2009. Hasn't really been above 20 cents. I'm not seeing much here. I'd call the company and find out what's accounting for that activity, and what's to come as far as drilling. Is there more drilling that's going to be done? Are there more results expected? I have no idea. But anyway, on the technicals, it's an 11 center popped up day lithium volume, so we'll keep an eye on it. HAO Habanero Resources 11 up a penny, 10% move, 3.6 million shares traded at a 91 million, 10 million market cap. The 52-week high June the 4th at 15.5 cents on June the 4th of last year. The low was 7.5 cents on March 18th. Today they announced that they Habanero Resources Inc. silver drill program in Yukon to commence. This was an interesting read, actually. Now, it's $800,000 budget, so it's not insignificant. I have no idea how many meters that represents, but they're talking about, June 15th, that's when they expect to commence their work. And it's on their Haldane Silver Prospect, located in the Keno Hills Silver District of the Yukon. The prospect's in the vicinity of the ROW discovery of Atec Resources Limited and Alexo Resource Corp's Belekino Silver Mine. And they also anticipate initiating a work program on their White Gold prospect in the coming months. I'd like to know the timing of that and what they plan on doing there. The White Gold project directly bordering Underworld Resources, who were taken over by Kinross, their Golden Saddle discovery, and lies directly north of Kaminak Gold Corp's discovery at their Coffee prospect. That's a very interesting play. We've been reading quite a bit about that one lately. So anyway, they're a diversified junior company with the following prospects: acreage in the Alberta oil sands, land in the Yukon bordering Underworld Resources, the Haldane Silver Prospect in the Yukon. Those are the ones we just talked about, except for the oil one. A sizable land holder with a land prospective for lithium in Alberta, and now significant acreage in Quebec bordering Beaufield Resources. So that gives you an idea. Worth keeping an eye on. Let's see if this is more than a one-day blip here. Now, not much price action, but there's some volume. Let's see if that follows up. NES Newstrike Capital, another new one, 260 at 41, 18% move. And this one, we couldn't update this one quick enough. It was moving. It was around 238, and by the time we could write it down, it was up to 260. Now, mind you, it's only 1.5 million shares traded out of 82 million. They seems like they high traded it. But anyway, market cap's 214 million. The 52-week high was 252, which it did on April 21st. They smashed through that today, and the low on this was 36 cents on August 23rd of last year, so keep that in mind. It's had a nice build throughout the year, and it's moving on. I think this news here, April 20th, they announced 231 meters of 7.51 grams per ton gold at their Ana Paula project. I think that's in Mexico. And then there's other results in here. The drilling expand their gold mineralization to Ana Paula project intercepts 52.63 meters, 6.9 grams per ton gold. There's another one here, January 25th, 275 meters of 1.43 grams per ton gold at Guerrero, Mexico. So, very interesting. There's some placements in there to look over. I'd start doing some homework on this one. It's very interesting. But mine is 260, and the market cap's 214 million, and it's had a fantastic move here. The other reason I was mentioning it was I read this article. I found it very interesting. Investors missing the boat on gold and silver explorers. Talks about, the U.S. dollar, gold smashing through 1,500 mark, people being underinvested in gold, what the U.S. Is doing to the U.S. dollar and the Chinese to the yuan, and all that stuff. You might find it an interesting read. Anyway, it's by James West, the Midas Letter, very good writer, and followed him for a long time. So anyway, that's about it on that one. And lastly, following up on SIRI, Sirius XM Radio, 199 up a penny. 41 million shares traded. Market cap's up to 7.8 billion. There's almost 4 billion shares out. Now, the reason we're mentioning it, this is our 17th post since 73 cents on January the 20th of 2010. And our last post was at $1.57 on November the 2nd of last year. And I said at that time, I'm not going to mention Sirius again until it gets to $2. It did that yesterday, so that's why I'm mentioning it. There's the 1-year chart. So Sirius XM Radio, satellite radio, you know it as well as I do. They got mentions of various shows that are on there, something about Pope John Paul II and the Catholic Church channel today. Metallica channel. Every type of satellite channel is on there. Anyway, I like it. I did want to point out there's Royal Wedding on Sirius XM Radio. Okay, let's look at their 5-year chart. This is the trend that I'm following right here. When this thing blew up, Sirius was over 10, 15 bucks, and XM was like 20 bucks, and they merged when the market blew up here. But this has come from nothing. You could have got it a lot cheaper than 73 cents, but you kind of didn't see that trend defined until you got there, and it's just been continuing just beautifully. So as long as that stays intact, you'll want to keep an eye on that one. Also keep in mind I think their earnings are coming out next week, so you got to be careful around. It could, they can move dramatically depending on what happens, because it is becoming more of an earnings play. Anyway, they're no longer listed on the OTC bulletin board. They've graduated back to the NASDAQ, and probably won't mention this one again till at least 225, 250, let's say. So that's about it for today. Do your homework and trade safely, and we'll talk with you soon. Guru Trader videos and tweets are daily snapshots of 5 to 7 very active small and microcap stocks from all North American stock exchanges. We simply track stocks that are trading up significantly on news or making new highs on very high volume without any further consideration of company fundamentals. The point is to save time by focusing on only those stocks that are moving right now. Guru Trader symbols come from filtering market movers and from subjective observations. Our software cross-references today's volume actives, percent gainers, and dollar gainers, which are filtered down to just lower price stocks. We then look at each stock's charts for apparent uptrends and news headlines for obvious one-day only events to exclude, like a buyout, or for longer-term growth-related news like financials, drill results, patent approvals, etc. to include. This is similar to how many traders look for new stocks as a starting point for further research with their financial and investment advisors. This is not an advisory service, and conflicts may exist as we sometimes take positions, or featured stocks may have bought online advertising or IR support services. Any content published by Investors Guru Small Cap Stock Observer is subject to the terms of our privacy policy and disclaimer at investorsguru.com. For our other small cap stock channels, follow Twitter's Guru Trader tweet in real time on your PC or mobile device at twitter.com/investorsguru. Subscribe to watch YouTube's Investors Guru video channel at youtube.com/investorsguru. Search Investors Guru at facebook.com and add us as a friend to see our videos, tweets, etc. that are all synced to post on our wall. It's free to sign up at investorsguru.com stock community for comprehensive quotes, newsletters, profiles, forums, etc., or to update your portfolio, watch list, alerts, and news by email preferences. Thanks for watching.